Story time, story time. Here we go, all again is story time.
That's honey.
This is why we don't add you to this. You gotta learn the words.
Why should I? Nobody has learned the words in 30 years. Why should I be the first?
There are people that know the words.
Yeah, the person who wrote it.
I'll put their name at the bottom.
So what's going on, Muvminters?
Yeah!
That was such a delay. Like, cricket. Hold the sign. Oh, say hi. Yay!
I'm like, Craig, you're supposed to warn us.
When the Johnny Cage said this is the part where you're supposed to fall, where do you get these people?
We're the only ones that showed up.
Yeah.
It's like everything else. Why are y'all here? We're the only ones that showed up. And free donuts.
You can't say no to free donuts.
Nope, even if they're stale.
Yeah, I eat stale donuts. I don't care.
So, since you eat stale donuts, apparently you have issues with relationships.
Well, I've been having issues in relationships for at least 17 years.
Oh, what did he say? It was like, what if I like the stale donuts? And I don't know if the new donuts are ever coming.
And they're gonna get stale too. It is not about the age of the donut, it's the flavor. Boom.
If you know, you know. I'm gonna pop the name of the movie that we got that from up here.
So Jenny, you got a question for me?
Sure. So we were discussing about trips to New York and whatnot,
Yes.
and Chris mentioned that he is refusing to do any sort of public transportation.
Yes, I do.
How come?
You know, I'm one of the people that actually love to drive in Manhattan because I cannot stand public transportation.
So once upon a time,
Once upon a time, because you always got to start the story with once upon a time.
not long ago, it was a jerk. I was a jerk. I think that's what it was.
I don't know, probably. But what happened? Alright, so what happened was like back in 2002? Spring.
Yeah, sometime long ago.
Yeah.
Back in 2002, when gas wasn't as expensive, you could still buy penny candies at the corner store.
I actually had Allen Iverson braids in my head. Shout out to Allen Iverson. I wish I could see him play.
Honestly, he was an awesome player. He was.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Yeah, I never got the chance to see him play. But anyway, so yeah, back to the story. So back in 2002, like around springtime, like I used to go to Savannah College of Art and Design. Shout out to everybody at SCAD. That's the short name for it, because you know it's kind of hard to say Savannah College of Art and Design like 18 times in a row, real fast.
Yeah, he just. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, shout out to everybody down there. But like we would have like trimesters. So like the first fall semester would have like 10 weeks of school, and then we would be off for like a whole month, which was awesome. Like that was like one of the things I loved about Savannah College of Art and Design, because we would have that long break because we had Thanksgiving and we had Christmas. So they decided to not have school at all between those periods to spend time with the family. And then when we came back, we would have a break, like do the other 10 weeks, which was the winter trimester. And then we'd be off for like 13 days, and then we'd go right into the spring, which was kind of rough. That was like the rough time for me, because you know I'm used to being off for a month to now I got to cram it in 13 days. You know what I mean? But anyway, during the fall, between the fall and the winter breaks, like I would go drive to Savannah with my dad, but however, between the winter trimester to the I guess you'd say spring trimester, I would have to go over. I would take Amtrak, so like the trip was like 13 hours to get from Savannah, Georgia to Philadelphia, PA, which is kind of ironic because the job that I work now as a truck driver is like 12 to 14 hours. So it kind of like prepared me for being on the road. So anyway, like I went the trip up there. I stayed in Jersey with my folks over in Jersey for a week and a half. And then I had to go back because the classes I took, it went from my 2 classes I had like on the day, on that Monday, was the midday class, which I believe was like 1 o'clock. And then I had the nighttime class, which was around 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? So like I decided to do an overnight trip from Philadelphia to Savannah. And that would be like a 13-hour ride back to Savannah. And then I would be home in time, you know, just to get ready to go to school in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that was the plan. So.
It didn't happen that way.
No, it didn't happen that way. So when I got to 30th Street Station, I love 30th Street Station. Don't like delivering in there because it's so hectic, but I loved it when I traveled. Just to see all like the people going from one place to another and stuff. Mm-hmm. I was always amazed how 30th Street Station was, all the shops that were there. And I believe I was supposed to take, like, it was like a late night train ride to Savannah, but however, when we got there was like a 2-hour delay, I believe, outside of New York City. Okay. And I remember like it was supposed to be, I think it was like a snow delay or something. Something was going on in New York City that I don't know what happened. It just
got you 2 hours late.
Right, it was just delayed there. And that should have been my first clue that I was in for a treat on this ride back to Savannah. So.
But honestly, if you don't go back home, who's gonna take you to school?
If I was, what's that?
I said, if you didn't take the train, who's gonna take you back to school if you didn't take the train?
That was my only way.
Ah, see, so you were screwed either way.
Yeah, because, yeah, pretty much, you know, because like, my dad was set up on other break, we would drive down there. Yeah. But at the time I was on my own, so, you know, and I don't think I had the car then. I might have had it, I don't know, I think I maybe left the car, I can't remember. I had some kind of transportation rather than riding my bike or whatever, but of course I couldn't do that all the way back to Philly, so I would just buy the Amtrak ticket. So anyway, yeah, so it was a 2-hour delay, and finally the train showed up. So I was like, you know, say goodbye to my mom, and I went on the train and I took off. It was the first overnight experience on the train ride, because usually the ones I did it would be during the day. So it was like, I want to do it overnight. It was kind of interesting. So like we got to, I remember we was going to Baltimore, and we went through the Metro underpass over in Baltimore. And I remember vividly, like it was just yesterday, there was some graffiti on the wall. And whoever the artist, like the graffiti artist, whoever did that tag on the wall was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I don't condone like, you know, messing up people's property, but I mean, they did some amazing work on that wall. So, you know, I went straight through Baltimore. It was like, kind of like, you know, in the middle of the night, maybe about 12 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. And then I went to Washington, D.C. and didn't see much of Washington because, like, I think in Washington, they try not to have you be in the main area of Washington for security reasons. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they have you on the back.
No, that's how when we rode to Florida. Like, yeah. You're kind of like, you see it, but that's pretty much it. Like you can't, like there is no road to get into Washington, D.C. You gotta take like these like...
Yeah, Washington is like kind of crazy like that.
Yeah, like you could see it like from afar. Like Sammy was excited because he saw you could see like the White House. It's like, ooh. But he was like, but you can't get off on here. I was like, no, there is no exits on this road. Yeah. Like, you got to just keep going straight.
Plus, it was even harder to see because when I'm riding coach in Amtrak, you know, and so, you know, you sitting with people, and plus the window was already dark. But I do remember, like, when we passed by Washington, D.C., I saw, like, the Washington Monument lit up, which was kind of cool, you know what I mean? Cool. So, at that time, I was getting, like, you know, kind of tired. So I thought, you know, I'm going to take a nap. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Even though I'm 2 hours behind, but I still make it back to Savannah in good time, get ready, go to school. I'm still young, agile. I got the energy for it. So I went to go to sleep and thought nothing of it. So I fell asleep. And maybe about an hour later, I woke up and I noticed that the train stopped. So, and everybody was asleep at the time, so nobody, noticed anything. So we was all sleeping. So, I thought nothing of it. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go back to sleep. So I think probably like another 2 hours passed by. And then I woke up and I saw that the train didn't move.
He was like, I saw this already.
Right, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I'm like, okay.
Did it break down or something?
Well, our train didn't break down.
There isn't.
Yeah, what happened was there was another train. I guess it was like down near, like, I don't know if it was Virginia or the borderline of North Carolina. Supposedly a train derailed and came off the track. So, but I didn't know it at the time. So I was like, you know what? Okay, this is strange. So I'm like, I'm gonna go back to sleep. So then by the time I woke up again, it was kind of like, woke up like maybe about 40 minutes or something like that. I woke up and I saw we're still in the same spot. And I'm like, oh no. I was like, I hope nobody realized it. And then all of a sudden, this one lady goes, why did we not move yet? And that's it, everybody woke up.
Pandemonium.
Like, yo, what's going on? So like everybody's like, oh man, like what's going on? So everybody's getting up, like we getting all upset. So then like the train, I guess the conductor, he was like, yeah, we're sorry, we're sorry, there's been a delay over there. Train has derailed. It's gonna be like maybe a couple of hours, before we can get moving again. So I'm like, crap, like I got school, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get back to Savannah. I gotta go to school. 3 hour delay. End up being.
Total or on top of the
on
delay?
Top of the 2 hour delay.
Not from earlier, but from the 2 hour delay you already had.
Right, it was 2 hour delay plus the 3 hour delay.
Okay, so 3 hours.
So now I lost 5 hours. 5 hours on the trip.
Okay.
So.
And that's not all.
That is not all.
It says getting started.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just getting started. So then, day broke. And we're still at the same spot in Virginia. And I'm like, okay. So I think I went to go get something to eat. And I was like, oh man, I was trying to be positive. Like, stay positive. We're going to make it. We're going to do it. So then, after a while, the train started moving again. We were like, woohoo! All right, thank you. I need to get to school. Like, you know what I mean? Let's go. All right, cool. So, and what made it worse for me, remember, I get motion sickness when I'm riding. So I can't read anything. I can't do anything. I can't even draw. Or, even though I was in art college, I can't do none of that stuff. I get motion sickness. Which is kind of funny because I can read when I'm driving tractor trailers, probably because I'm busy and focused, but.
You probably need fidget toys when you're on. We're going to try that the next time we go out.
Yeah, probably. So then we moved right along. And I want to say about an hour, maybe hour and a half to 2 hours later, we get to like the heart of North Carolina.
Okay.
Next thing you know, the train goes boom, like a jolt.
Trigger warning. Everybody out there, just FYI. FYI.
So it was like, well, what's going on? So apparently, some old lady hit the train with her car.
So, what?
Yeah. Yeah. She drove and hit the train at the cross. So I was like, oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, we apparently had a vehicle accident. A car has struck the train. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, you gotta be kidding me. And then what was funny, everybody was like cursing, what the, we just going all crazy and haywire in there. Like, I think there was like I don't know, I can't remember if there was liquor served there. I don't know, somebody pulled out a bottle of liquor, but people were drinking on that train. And it was just crazy, like everybody was just going crazy. I think I smelled weed on that train too. Like somebody just like went ahead and just lit up, like, you know what, screw the rules. They got me here for like 5-6 hours. I'm just gonna go ahead and, yeah.
So how long was that delay?
Another 3 hours.
So now we're back up. So we got 5 plus 3.
Plus 3. So yeah, so
8
8-hour delay. So, but kind of find out what was crazy about that incident was the lady hit the train on purpose. She was trying to commit suicide by train. I was like, yo.
You know if she lived?
Yeah, she lived. She lived because I don't know, but it was just insane that somebody picked my train to try to kill himself on.
Mm.
So after that 3-hour delay, I just lost it. I didn't have no more, like, we're gonna make it. By the time I got down to Savannah, Georgia, I was kind of like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I want to go home. And to the point when we got there to the station in Savannah, I jumped out of there. I was like, I kissed that ground. And I just watched that train from hell just go. As it left, I was on the ground like, thank you, Jesus, like, get me off this train.
You know what sucks? That train conductor gotta go all the way back.
I know. Like, okay, you had a bad incident today. Well, see you tomorrow for work. You know what I mean? Like, yo, that was crazy. But it was insane. It was supposed to be a 13-hour ride. That train ended up being almost 22 hours. I was on that train for almost 22 hours.
What?
22 hours.
I believe it.
And
you ain't get to neither one of your classes. You probably went right home.
Yeah, because by the time I got to, I was so tired. I was mentally like out of it. I said, you know what? I ain't going to class. I sent the email to the professor. I'm not going. And then just because for GP, I didn't even go to that night class either. I was done. I was so spent of what happened on that trip. And what's funny too, because I used to like riding on the train until that incident. And that incident was the last time I ever rode on a train on Amtrak.
That's wild.
It is wild.
Yeah. So I was like, let me see. So I was close to 20 years old, 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, about 21 years old when that happened. When that happened, yeah.
He was like, nope, not doing it.
No, I said, I'm not doing it no more. Not doing it no more, not doing it no more. And like, it was just crazy because like I once in a while took the speed line, the speed line from like the Patco from Jersey to Philly, because I know like if something happened, I can get off in Camden or get off somewhere in Philly and then take another line somewhere else. But when you ride the 13 hours going across 6 states, is like you're stuck. You're behind the 8 ball, buddy, when it comes to a situation.
Yeah.
And the only person that can get you out of there was the conductor, or like when you're on a plane, that pilot, or just it's like they're the only ones that can get you there. And I just hated being in that position. I was like, nah, I don't like that position. So after that, I was like, when I got my car, because I got my license in my 20s, I didn't be like everybody else. I didn't get it earlier.
Yeah.
I got it when I'm in my 20s. And after that, I just learned, like, if I'm going to get to point A to point B, I'm going to get to point A to point B because of me. And that's why you always joked about, like, the other trip in June when we went to New York. You was like, I'll take the train. I'm like, I'm not taking no train. Not doing it. I can't do it. After that experience, I was like, after that ride from hell, I am not doing it again. I said, no way. I'd rather get a car, I'll drive in Manhattan, and I'll just go ahead and deal with all the crazy people, cut me off. I said, I'm crazy too. I can cut them off just as much as they can cut me off. But hey, look, let's go. But either way, I'm taking control of my transportation.
Yeah.
So that's why I do, public transportation was convenient, but I had horrible experiences doing public transportation, especially on the train. And I had a bad experience on the bus too. Never go on the bus sick. That's why I learned that the hard way too. And I'm just like, no, not doing no more. So I rely on me and my own transportation. Anybody need a trip to New York, need me to drive, I can drive you to New York. Just my friends though, not perfect strangers. I'm not gonna drive some stranger because I'm like, come on, listen, we don't want that.
Yeah, we ain't doing that.
Then my wife had to take care of all the kids by herself.
Nah. We good.
So, so that was my experience. So if there was a moral of the story is God is good because I got off of that train from hell.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it. That was my train ride. Like I said, last time I ever been on a train, a long train ride. I'll never go back.
Never go back on the train.
Never. You could have brought me to go back on the train, so yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's all for today. So you want to go ahead and say stay tuned, stay alert, and remember you're the movie. Oops, I already said it.
You did it already.
Stay tuned. Stay alert. And remember, you are the movement. And watch out for them trains. And stop hitting the trains on purpose. Please don't.